Hi, my name is Aries, and I talk about books sometimes.
I learned something about myself this month, July. I hate audiobooks. I already talked about this a little bit, but I feel like terrible narration for an audiobook really takes away from the audiobook experience. And because I am new to the audiobook game, I'm just pretty much reading the ones that come like Audible originals and stuff, the free ones. Um, I don't think because it's free it has to be sucky. But in my own personal experience, it's really just not a good time. Um, I don't think I think I rated maybe two of the audiobooks that I listened to this month as 2 stars, and I mean they were short stories, so I was listening to them in one day. So it wasn't a great time, but let's start with the audiobooks that I listened to this month, and then we can jump into the physical books because I had a way better time with my physical books.
Hi, future Aries here. I learned recently, since recording that last part, that everybody has the same issues with audiobooks, and I just got to find my niche. So that's really promising. So I've consumed 10 audiobooks. I've got notes right here. That's, if I keep peeking, that's what I'm looking at. So we'll just run down the list. It's not in order. It's just in order that I don't know, documented them in my notes as I completed them. I don't know why I'm like this. So I listened to There Are Flowers in Ohio by Ruman Alam. I gave that 1 star. I don't like this author at all. I tried reading the Leave the World Behind or something, the blue book from Book of the Month, and I didn't love that one either. I actually DNF'd it. It was miserable. I just don't understand why they write like that, and I don't have a lot to say about that one. The next one I listed was The Widow by K.L. Slater, and I actually gave this one 3.5 stars. It was really kind of all over the place. It was following Kate, I want to say, and Kate's husband is working for this old lady, and there was a disappeared girl, and like there's a lot of moving pieces in this one. I think the storyline itself was pretty okay, and the narration didn't make me want to completely off myself. So that's why it got such a high rating for me. I also listened to The Summer Melt by Emily March. I gave that one 2 stars. Now listen, this would be a really cute pick-me-up summer, like, you know, it's following an ice cream shop owner and a foreign baseball player, or ex-baseball player, and like the concept was really, really good. The narration really destroyed the story for me. I could not get past the way that the male counterpart was talking. It was almost like he had his foreign accent, but he also was forcing his foreign accent, and he was real breathy, and I just really didn't love it. I listened to 1984 by George Orwell. That one got 3 stars. It was a little distressing for me. The narration was not horrible. I've been trying to consume more of like the classics. I have a really hard time because of writing style or whatever, and so that's why I did that. I listened to Ghosts, Panic and Legend by Lauren Oliver. Also got 2 stars. Panic is it's following it's like a high school senior game gone wrong, and then at the end they think one of them's a witch, and I'm not really sure. I listen to these while I'm at work, so I don't fully grasp it all the time, I guess. Maybe I need to pay better attention, but there is another like audiobook by Lauren Oliver just called Panic. And I don't know if the Ghosts and Legends version is just like a spin-off novella type situation, but I didn't love it. That one was split narration, like split point of view, and although the narration didn't take away from it hugely, I'm not a huge split perspective kind of person. I listened to Last One to Leave by Benjamin Stevenson. That one got 3 stars from me. I liked the concept. It was like a Mr. Beast thing on YouTube. It was kind of short, honestly. It could have been a little bit better. I don't know. The Mystery of Alice by Lee Bacon, I gave 2 stars. This one, the girl gets accepted to like a pompous ass fucking school, and then her only friend goes MIA, and it turns out that they're like plotting to kill her. So, spoiler.
The thing is that it was done in video diary format, and I don't think that if I didn't listen to it that I would have gotten that. Like, it wouldn't have translated the way that it did, because this one, like, they did, like, the rustling. Like, she put the camera down, she clicked it off. It was, like, in the distance while she was talking to other people. Like, I really liked that aspect of it. But, yeah, 2 stars, that's all I got. And then, See How They Run by Rachel Housel? Hall? That one got 2 stars. Fiance, malicious intent fiance. That's pretty much what it's about. And a sister that's onto her bullshit. I just didn't love it. I don't know. And finally, of audiobooks that I listened to this month, we've got Then She Was Gone and Verity by Colleen Hoover. So I'm going to unpack these separately. Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, I gave 2 stars. There were an unnecessary amount of moving pieces in this one, I felt like, and I just didn't mesh with the story, and it was really hard for me. I did an entire book rant about it, so I will link that down below. And I think I would recommend reading it, though, strangely enough, but it wasn't highly rated by me. I don't know. The narration wasn't terrible. Like, the actual, like, words weren't terrible, but I didn't have a good time. And then Verity by Colleen Hoover, I gave 3 stars. Now, I'm going to do a book rant on that one in the future. Keep your eye out for that. But that one also gave me a lot to unpack. As a mother, it was really hard to listen to the things that Verity had written, and the plot twist really, really, really fucked me up. But I knew what was coming. I knew how the end would be, and I think that if it had been a shocking end, I would have given it a better star. And I think that if the sexy scenes were actually sexy, also a 2nd star, so then we would have had 5 stars. But the sexy scenes weren't sexy, and the twist was not a twist. I mean, it was a twist. The very end twist, I definitely didn't see coming, but then the ending really, really killed it for me. So she gave us a, like, drop-dead twist, and just left off with, like, okay, well, bye. And I'm very upset at that, Colleen Hoover. I'd like to talk about things. I had read Colleen Hoover in the past. Verity had a lot of, mixed reviews, but high mixed reviews. So I just went for it. I had been wanting to read it. I think maybe if I had read it in physical form, I would have had a different experience. And I guess if it ever comes available in my library or something, then I will pick it up and see if I feel different about it. But for now, not very highly rated. I don't think I recommend it. Like I said, as a mom, it was really, really hard, and I wanted to DNF a couple of times, but mama didn't raise no bitch, so. Now, as for physical books I have read this month, I finished reading Blood Magic by Nora Roberts, which is number 3 in the Cousins O'Dwyer trilogy, which I did a review for previously, and I can link that down below. I read The Clockmaker's Daughter, but, I gave Blood Magic 4 stars. I really liked it. I think I like Nora Roberts, and I will be reading more of her in the future. The Clockmaker's Daughter by Kate Morton, I gave 3 stars. I saw the ending, like, I knew what was coming, and I feel like it took a little while to get there. I think it was really, really promising, though. And if someone could spin the same concept just for a little bit more action, it would be like 100 stars, and I would love it. But it was really slow moving. There were a lot of like moving timelines, and I think I want to know what happened with Elodie and Jack, like afterwards. What happened to them? What happened to Rita or whoever was giving Jack the instructions from Dr. Lovegood? Like, what happened to those characters? So I was pretty invested. It was really slow moving for me, and I don't like that very much. Finley Donovan's Killing It by El Cosimano. That one I gave 4 stars. I've heard good things about it. I wasn't sure. That one is another one. She completed the whole premise of the story in the first like 50 pages. So I wasn't sure
where it was going to go, but I have every intention of buying the next ones in the series whenever they come out in paperback, and I already told my husband that, like, he doesn't get to say I'm gonna do it. So yeah, that was good. That was good. Other than my confusion about, like, not understanding, and that's another one. It could have gotten 5 stars, but I felt like when I picked it up that it should have been a really, really fast read. And it was a fast read, but a fast read for me and a fast read in general, I don't think are the same thing. I can finish a book that I like, a 400-page book that I like, in one sitting. Like, so the fact that it took me a couple of days because it wasn't as fast moving as I was hoping for really took away that. Sorry, excuse me. And I just finished The Vine Witch by Luann G. Smith, and I gave that one 3 stars. My biggest complaint about this book is that it was not long enough. So we're following Elena after she gets uncursed, or she, like, breaks her curse, and it's got a love story in it, and it's a little bit of suspense mystery, and it's supernatural. Like, it's got all the things, except that she meets the, like, main characters for the next 2 books when she goes to prison, to jail. Not a spoiler. And there's not enough about the development of that relationship, and I also don't think the love interest has enough time dedicated to it. So I think if this book was 400 pages instead of just under 300 pages, I would have been so much more satisfied. I think that, like, 1 or 2 more chapters dedicated to her being in jail, 1 or 2 more chapters dedicated to the interaction between her and the love interest, and I would be, like, 1,000% settled. Also, the ex-fiance's point of view, I would love to see that, like, after she went missing, because that whole storyline gets shifted a little bit. I don't want to give spoilers, because I do that in a lot of my videos, and I'm going to do a book review on that. So, I'm finishing out the series. I'm currently on The Conjurer, which is number 2, and I have every intention of finishing. Or no, I'm on The Illusionist, which is number 2, and I plan on reading number 3, The Conjurer. I keep looking because it's sitting on the top of my stack right there. In August, that's, like, the very first thing I'm going to read in August. And then I also have the first of her duology. Ravenspell, I think, is the name of it, so I plan on reading that too. It had a lot of really mixed reviews. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I don't know if I already said that. But yeah. And then I'm also currently listening to Angry Rich Widows, maybe is what it's called. It's an audiobook. I don't know if I'm going to finish it before the end of the month. It's not long. I definitely could if I would just turn it on. But I get really tired of listening to audiobooks and just turn them off for extended periods of time while I'm at work, which means I don't get a lot of listening done. So, I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I post videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and feel free to like and subscribe and all those things.